Season 3 of Squid Game has become a real treat for attentive viewers. In addition to its tense plot and dramatic twists, it's packed with Easter eggs, visual metaphors, and subtle cultural references. Some of them are clear only to those who remember events from past seasons, while others point to global pop culture, philosophy, and even Latin. What's especially impressive is how the creators cleverly hide important hints about future twists and place details that are revealed only upon rewatching. And that's exactly what we'll talk about today. Ready? Let's begin. In the final episode of the season, during the scene at the children's party, one special character appears in the background. That caricaturist back there, that's the series director Hwang Dong-hyuk. For a second, he even looks into the camera. God-tier cameo. In the scene where guard number 11 rummages through documents, we catch a glimpse of a special folder, the one on the left. The label translates from Korean as Blacklist of Players. It's possible that this folder contains the names of those banned from participating in the games. It would be interesting to know the criteria for getting on that list, but the series doesn't tell us more. When the maze game begins, Namgyu takes one of Thanos' pills and shouts, "Let's wipe out half of humanity." This is a clear reference to the Marvel villain Thanos, known for using the Infinity Stones to wipe out half the universe. The reference becomes even more intriguing when you remember that in Keys and Knives, there are two equal teams. One must eliminate the other. Viewers have mixed feelings about Thanos, but no one can deny that he brought wild energy to the games, and his nickname and Infinity Stone-colored manicure became fun Easter eggs for Marvel fans. Maybe Thanos died at the end of Season 2, but comic references didn't end with him. In the first episode of Season 3, Namgyu tells Min-soo that Samee died the previous night. She thought she was Wonder Woman or something. It seems like a throwaway line, but soon the characters mention Wonder Woman again. In Episode 3, important persons discuss the game and suggest that Chun-hee might get a second wind because she'll want to protect her newborn child. One of them speculates that Chun-hee might turn into some kind of Marvel superhero, like Wonder Woman. He's quickly corrected. Wonder Woman is a DC character. These mentions highlight how deeply American comics have permeated global consciousness. It's also interesting that poor players can name these characters exactly, while the elite don't even know that Wonder Woman isn't Marvel. For the poor, superhero films are an escape from reality, while the rich elite are so detached they don't even know what's trending. Looks like they're too obsessed with money and death to spend time on comics. Choi finds a pink uniform in Captain Park's house. The mask bears a square, indicating a high guard rank. That's fascinating since squares rank highest just below the frontman and the man in black. It immediately makes sense why the captain received such an important task, monitoring the police. Squares are the only ones who interact directly with top leadership and enjoy their trust. We all know the shamaness Sonne pretends to have supernatural powers, but maybe she's not entirely crazy. In Season 2, during the odd one out game, she gives a prophecy that later comes true. She tells Gi-hoon his life will last longer than fate intended, and that if he returns to the games, there will be a reason. In this scene, the shaman looks at a pregnant woman, hinting that Gi-hoon will have to protect her. This prophecy comes true in Season 3. Gi-hoon couldn't die earlier because he had to save the baby. Another accurate prediction from the shamaness comes during the hide-and-seek game. Sonne gathers players who believe in her powers and obey her orders. Many die, and Sonne almost escapes. But Im Chun-dae betrays her at the final door. The shamaness curses him. "The gods will punish you. They'll smash your skull, rip out your spine, and grind your insides until their grass is fed." And she's right. Chun-dae becomes one of the finalists in the Heavenly Squid Game, where he falls from a tall pillar. The prophecy partially comes true. In Season 2 of Squid Game, we meet a touching mother-son duo, Jang Eum-ja and Park Yeon-sik. Geum-ja is elderly, but she has a secret weapon, a knife disguised as a hairpin. It's odd the guards didn't catch this, but likely that's part of the entertainment for the organizers and VIPs. In Season 3, Geum-ja finally uses her knife, twice within minutes. During the hide-and-seek game, Geum-ja stays with Chun-hee as she gives birth. After the delivery, Geum-ja cuts the umbilical cord. Then they try to escape, but Yeon-sik blocks their path. At this point, he hasn't killed anyone and risks death himself. He threatens Chun-hee and the baby, but Geum-ja stabs her own son in the back. The same hairpin is used to bring life and to take it. A duality reflecting the game's nature, where hope and brutal death coexist side by side. Shortly after, Gumja commits suicide. She can't bear that her son died because of her. This tragedy echoes Season 1. There was a man who played marbles with his wife and won, and the guards shot his wife. Her death affected him so deeply that he hanged himself. Gumja does the same. In episode 4, we see VIPs disguised as guards personally killing players. This role is new to them, and they thank the frontman for the chance to participate directly. Most likely this idea came from Old Man Ilnam. In Season 1, he voluntarily joined the players. He told the frontman that the best way to enjoy the games is to play them. Clearly, the frontman listened. In Season 2, he joined himself, and in Season 3, he let the VIPs participate too. Before the final game, we see the dormitory with all the beds removed, and strange inscriptions become visible on the walls. They read, Hodie mihi crastibi. This Latin phrase translates to, today me, tomorrow you. The message reflects the fleeting nature of life and holds great meaning in the context of Squid Game. Life is fragile. Today I'm out, tomorrow it'll be your turn. When the players enter the hall for the final game, a sign can be seen on the wall. If translated from Korean, it reads, Safety First. These signs are typically found on construction sites in Korea, reminders for workers. But in a series where every game is deadly, this phrase feels like a dark, mocking joke. In one of the early scenes, Gi-hoon yells at the guards and demands to be killed immediately. All this time, the frontman is watching him through security cameras, but something doesn't add up. If you remember Season 2, during the uprising led by Gi-hoon, player 120 destroyed all the cameras in the dorm. According to the plot, this new scene takes place the same day, which means the cameras shouldn't be there. There are two options here. Either the guards replace the cameras with incredible speed, or the show's creators made an editing mistake. When Mr. Choi breaks into Park's house, he finds a photo of the captain with the recruiter and realizes they were friends. For a second, another photo flashes on screen, showing the captain with the frontman. This means the captain also knew the head of the organization. If you think about it, it makes sense. Before his death, the captain thanks the frontman and says he should have died long ago, but the frontman gave him a second chance. So there was some kind of backstory between them, one that remains untold. During the hide-and-seek game, Gi-hoon searches for Daeho to take revenge for his betrayal. In one shot, a clock behind Gi-hoon shows 4:56. This is no coincidence. At that exact moment, Gi-hoon spots blood traces and shortly after finds Daeho. The clock says it's time to act. Moments later, Gi-hoon strangles Daeho. Before the hide-and-seek game, Lee Min-gi, also known as MG Coin, talks to Nam-gyu. Behind them is a sign that reads, Beware of people, fool. A very fitting warning, especially for MG Coin. He makes a deal with Nam-gyu to stage a massacre, and in the frenzy accidentally kills player 120. The wall had warned Min-gi. He should have been more careful, but his ambition blinded him. Before the semi-final, the players are served boiled potatoes for dinner, and nothing else. This sharply contrasts with the first dinner, which was tasty and filling. This is a classic trick by the game organizers. First, they feed participants well to lift their spirits and awaken their desire to play. Then the food is drastically reduced to make hunger stir up irritation and aggression. The same happened in Season 1. At first, full meals, then just eggs and soda. Hunger made player 101 steal food and even kill another participant. The organizers have plenty of such tactics. They provoke conflicts to make the game more entertaining for the audience. The dinner scene in episode 4 is filled with drama, but there's also a hidden symbol. The room where the finalists dine is circular. This shape plays a key role in the final game. To begin the heavenly Squid Game, one must press a round button, and the final tower also resembles a circle from above. By the way, the table the finalists sat at in Season 1 was triangular, one of the three symbols often used in Squid Game's promotional materials and opening credits. The third figure is the square. Across all 3 seasons, these shapes have appeared on screen countless times. In the finale, the VIPs enjoy the spectacle, and one of them says that bringing back player 456 was a great idea. Upon hearing this, the frontman turns to the camera and looks directly into it. He breaks the fourth wall, just like in Deadpool films. It feels like the frontman is congratulating the creators for bringing Gi-hun back to life in the final season. The series ends with an epic scene. The American recruiter plays Takji with a homeless man on the streets of Los Angeles. Attentive viewers will immediately notice the inconsistency. Takji is a Korean game, and it's unlikely any Americans played it in childhood. It would have made more sense for the recruiter to choose something typically American. But the director chose to show Takji because this game has already become a symbol of the series. Initially, he didn't plan to adapt Squid Game to other cultures, but now he had to show flexibility to continue the franchise. After recovering from the shock of seeing Cate Blanchett on screen, you may notice other details in the final scene, like a lottery ad in the shop window where the new recruiter plays Takji with the homeless man. This ad references the first episode of Season 2, where the homeless were offered a choice between bread and lottery tickets. Well, this fits perfectly with the overall message of Squid Game. Desperate people are willing to do anything for a faint chance at hitting the jackpot, even when the odds are close to zero. Before Season 3 aired, an online theory suggested that Gi-hun might become the new frontman. The season came out, the theory didn't come true, but there's still a nod to it in the series. Before the finale, the frontman hands Gi-hun a knife and suggests killing all the remaining players. Obviously, it's a test. Had Gi-hun agreed, he would have proven that anyone can be corrupted, no matter how good they seem. The frontman offers Gi-hun the knife, clearly intending to recruit him. I'm certain because later we see a flashback where old man Il-nam offers the same knife to the frontman. In the flashback, the frontman accepts and joins the organization. In the present, he wants Gi-hun to follow the same path, but Gi-hun refuses. According to one of the most intriguing theories, the so-called trolley problem was meant to play a key role in Season 3. The trolley problem is a philosophical thought experiment in which a person is asked to make a decision in a hypothetical scenario. A train is barreling toward a switch and can go down one of two tracks. On the track are different people. For example, several strangers and the train operator's father, who should be saved. This idea truly echoes throughout Season 3. For example, the room for the jump rope game resembles a railroad crossing. A light blinks green when the countdown starts, and the narrow bridge the players must cross is painted to look like train tracks. While talking to the frontman, Gi-hun is faced with a classic trolley problem. One option is to kill the remaining participants, take Chun-hee's daughter, and leave the game with her. The other is to die with the child, allowing the other players to join forces. The dilemma is clearly formulated, and Gi-hun chooses to spare the others, at least at the moment of his conversation with the frontman. Will there be a Season 4 of Squid Game? The answer is clear, no. The series' director has made it clear that Season 3 was the last, but he also said that the franchise will have spin-offs. The takeaway is simple. We will most likely see Squid Game set in the US soon. This is supported by the final scene, in which an American recruiter plays Takji with a homeless man. So rest assured, Squid Game will be with us for a long time. Before the hide-and-seek game, Namgyu mocks Min-soo and reminds him of his girlfriend's death. Namgyu says he killed Sae-mi because she humiliated him. And that's strange, because nothing like this was shown in Season 2. Turns out he's referring to a deleted scene. In the six-legged pentathlon, Namgyu was supposed to spin a top, but kept failing, and Sae-mi reacted emotionally. The scene was cut from the final version, but it would have explained what exactly provoked Namgyu's hatred towards Sae-mi. In the frontman's old memories, we're shown how old man Il-nam offers him a deal. The frontman would be declared the winner if he killed the remaining players with a knife he was given. It's obvious the task doesn't sit well with him. He's scared and even cries, but eventually agrees. We always thought the frontman won because he was the most ruthless and cold, like someone like Sang-woo. But it seems that's not the case. The frontman reached the finals with his soul intact, and only broke at the very end. It hurt him to kill his fellow players. He was like Gi-hun, but Il-nam managed to corrupt him. No doubt about it, we definitely need a spin-off about the frontman and the games he played. Squid Game is a master of juxtaposing utterly horrific and completely innocent imagery, and there's meaning in that. Participants play children's games, but failure brings inevitable death. That said, the show is in Korean, and some chilling clues might escape viewers who don't know the language. For example, during the jump rope games, there's a song that foreshadows the participants' death. One of the lines goes, little friend, turn around." When player 096 starts pushing others down, preventing them from getting across, player 349 realizes there's no point in going forward and turns back just to stop jumping. Naturally, it ends badly for her. Another line says, "Touch the ground and now fly." The double meaning is quite clear. When a player is touched, the beam knocks them down and they fall. There's also a line, "Touch your toes," which may hint that you have to time your jumps just right. Many films and series feature creepy children's songs, but this one might take it to a whole new level. Like all the other rooms used for deadly games, the maze for keys and knives resembles a children's play area. The walls are covered in colorful patterns, including neon handprints. On their own, such elements aren't unusual. Real playrooms and kindergartens often use them, for example to measure a child's height. Sometimes the prints even form images of animals. But the handprints in the maze seem to have a hidden meaning. In the room before the final door, where the victorious players must insert the keys they fought for into a lock that lets them continue, the handprints become a chaotic mess of red smears, as if left behind during a stampede. Considering how many horrible things happened in this room, this effect is likely intentional. When it comes to blending childish and terrifying imagery, Squid Games truly has no equal. In the hide-and-seek game, half the players receive keys to open doors and search for an exit, while the other half gets knives to kill those trying to escape. The heads of the keys and the hilts of the knives are made in contrasting colors, pink and turquoise, and decorated with plastic wings, arrows, and rhinestones. These design choices fit perfectly into Squid Game's visual style, where children's toys are turned into tools of violence. But if you don't watch anime or read manga, you might miss what the design of the keys and knives is referencing: magical girl wands. In themed anime and manga, such as Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura, the heroines use staves or wands as tools and/or weapons to fight evil. These items aren't just powerful, they look cool. After all, why not look fabulous while saving the world? Such magical artifacts are often decorated with wings and gemstones, and the keys and knives in the maze clearly draw inspiration from them. At the end of Season 1, Gi-hoon receives his winnings without much ceremony. The organizers simply shove a bank card into his mouth and dump him on the street. Later, when Gi-hoon gets an invitation to meet Il-nam, it arrives in a black envelope with a pink ribbon. In Season 3, Chun-ho receives Chun-hee's child and the winnings card, also in a black envelope with a pink ribbon. At first, this seems like a stylistic choice that fits the game's overall color palette, like the guards' uniform. But Season 3 revealed its deeper meaning. Let's remember, the bodies of deceased players are placed in black coffins with pink ribbons. These bodies are sold on the black market, not surprising given the nature of the games. Thus, the creators draw a contrast between death and wealth, returning once again to the show's central themes: the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And to attain wealth and power, one must give everything to the game: body, soul, and life itself. During the file-burning scene, Gun No-il discovers two costumes in the storage room: an owl mask and the costume of Il-nam, player 001. According to Reddit users, this is a strong symbol of the connection between the new frontman, player 132 in disguise, and Il-nam, implying they may have been linked or inspired by his philosophy. In Season 3, the VIP characters wear golden animal masks, symbolizing the influence of global elites. The series' creator directly states that they reflect figures like Elon Musk, bold, provocative, overshadowing others with their publicity and power. In the maze set for the hide-and-seek game, there is a room decorated with rainbow drawings and white butterflies on the walls. Said designer Chae King-sun confirmed that the white butterflies were chosen deliberately. According to Korean folklore, if a white butterfly flies into a home in spring, a family member will soon die. This serves as a foreshadowing of the tragedy in the family player duo. Soon, Geum-ja kills her own son Yeon-sik in that very room, fulfilling the grim butterfly omen. In the final scene of Season 3, the frontman, while in Los Angeles, notices a recruiter, cameo by Kate Blanchett, playing Takji with a homeless man in an alley. This brief scene includes several hidden details. First, a lottery ticket can be seen in the shop window nearby. This references Season 2, the episode where a homeless man chooses between bread and a lottery ticket, and symbolizes a desperate hope for a miracle win. Second, a street sign shows that the location is Gallery Row, near the famous Skid Row district of Los Angeles, known for its large homeless population. Fans believe this is no coincidence. The creators hint at the existence of an American version of the game, where wealthy organizers recruit participants from among the most destitute. This sparked immediate fan theories about an upcoming Squid Game spin-off set in the US. And that's all from me. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Your support means the world to me. It's the best reward I could ask for. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye.